area itself is known as Bel Pukur. It was previously called Bilva Paksha or Bilva One, where the whole Bilva forest was there. As time progressed, name changed to Bel Pukur. Even today, lot of Bel trees are here. Bilva trees are here. You get the Bel fruit. And during Navadip Mandal Parikrama, it is the which comes in Gaura Purnima time, March time. It is the season of Bel fruits. So whenever we go on Parikrama, we get to drink lot of Bel juice. You know this. It's a very different. It's a fruit known as wood apple. Very hard from outside, but inside it's soft and filled with pulp and also lot of fiber. You have to squeeze the fiber and get the juice out. Unripened.
On that side of the street.
Back side. Small. By the time March comes, they grow big and you get lot of Bel juice. It's a very nice one. So now this place is known as Bel Pukur. And during Mahaprabhu's time, this place was a very beautiful house. A beautiful big house of a very great person called Neelambar Chakravarti. Very aristocratic, very great Brahmana. He had Neelambar Chakravarti. He actually belonged to a different place. He came from Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, there is a beautiful place called Sri Hatta. And in the Sri Hatta in Bangladesh, it is the house of great personalities like Srivas Thakur. Next to Sri Hatta, there is the place where it is the birthplace of Advaita Acharya. Then the birthplace of Jagannath Mishra, the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all these places, Bangladesh is filled with holy places. So even today, after this program, you are going to Shantipur. So all these places, as we saw this, with this island, we are completing the 9 islands, Navadip Mandal Parikrama. But beyond Navadip Mandal, there is a bigger area which is filled with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates and holy places relating to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is known as the Gauda Mandala Bhumi. Navadip Mandal, as I said in the first class, that Navadip Mandal is like an 8-petal lotus situated in the center of a 100-petal lotus, and that 100-petal lotus is Gaura Mandala Bhumi. And Gaura Mandala Bhumi is very huge. It starts from Bangladesh and it goes up to Remuna, Kirchor Gopinath temple in Puri, in Orissa district. So from Bangladesh up to Orissa. And in the other side, it goes up to Bihar, Kanainat Shala. That is one extreme border of Gaur Mandal Bhumi is Kanainat Shala, this side Remuna, other side Bangladesh. So it's such a huge area is this Gaur Mandal Bhumi. And in center of that Gaur Mandal Bhumi is this beautiful Navadvip Dham. And in center of this Navadvip Dham is Antardvip. And in center of that Antardvip is Mayapur Dham, where Yogapeeth, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when everybody came to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to appear, everyone, they all appeared, they all took their incarnations before Mahaprabhu came, so that they don't miss, from childhood they want to see Mahaprabhu's pastimes. They have different roles, they have to join Mahaprabhu at different times. So be ready for everything. They all appeared in different places around Mahaprabhu, around the center, they all appeared. So it is stated that they are all like the stars that are embedded in this beautiful Gaur Mandal. And Mahaprabhu is like the main moon who is born. He is Mayapur Chandra. He is the moon of Mayapur. And all these, his devotees are like the beautiful stars. And they all appear before. So like that, so this Gaur Mandal Bhumi, we are very fortunate. We have this, if you have completed Navadvip, now you have more to see. You have another huge area to cover. It is not that, okay, I saw 9 islands, enough. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime places are all covered. Mahaprabhu's pastime places are unlimited. And this Gaur Mandal is so huge. So this Neelambar Chakravarti, he was a resident of Bangladesh. And of course, that time there was no partition, Bangladesh and Bengal. It was a huge area. In this area of Bangladesh, it is known as Radhadesh. In that place, Ganga Devi doesn't flow. Ganga Devi flows only in West Bengal. So the Brahmanas those days, they would all desire to live on the banks of a pious river. They want to live on the banks of Ganga. So many devotees from Bangladesh, they shifted and they came to reside on the bank of Ganga. It was an external reason. Internal reason was Mahaprabhu is going to appear in Navadvip. So they all have to come and establish their places now here. So in that way, this Neelambar Chakravarti, he came and settled in this island in Rudradvip with his one daughter known as Sachi Mata. So Neelambar Chakravarti was a very great scholar, very great Pandit, and people from all over India would come to study under Neelambar Chakravarti. Very famous scholar he was. So in that way, from Srihatta, Jagannath Mishra, as a young boy, he also came from his place to stay under Neelambar Chakravarti, reside and study Sanskrit and study all the Vedas and study spiritual knowledge. So Brahmanas those days would do like this. They would leave their home and go and stay with their spiritual master, study, learn everything, and then go back to their holy place, their respective places, or they would open a school and they would teach others what they have learned. So in this way, Jagannath Mishra came to this place and he was studying under Neelambar Chakravarti. And by that time, Neelambar Chakravarti's daughter, Sachi, she was ready for marriage. So Neelambar Chakravarti was looking for a boy whom to give my daughter in marriage to. And Jagannath Mishra was studying under him. And Neelambar Chakravarti, he liked the personality of Jagannath Mishra very much. Very simple Brahmana, very satisfied with whatever he had, very wonderful, very bright student, learning everything very nicely. So he liked him very much. And he told Jagannath Mishra that I want to give my daughter in marriage to you. Please accept her and don't take her too far away from me. Please you stay somewhere in this area on the bank of Ganges only so that I can keep seeing my daughter. So in this way, Jagannath Mishra, he married Sachi Mata and he established his house on the banks of Ganga in Antardvip. And there in the house of Jagannath Mishra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So this is the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's maternal grandfather. And it's natural, his grandfather is here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his childhood. He would often come here, he would play over here. And also Neelambar Chakravarti, he is an incarnation of Garga Muni. Garga Muni was the great sage who had the opportunity to conduct the Namakaran for Krishna. In the cowshed, he conducted the Namakaran for Krishna. And for the same purpose, he appeared as Neelambar Chakravarti and he continued his service and he was the one who did the Namakaran for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he named him as
Nimai Pandit.
Nimai was the name given by Vishwambhar. Nimai name who gave? Sita Thakurani, the wife of Advaita Acharya. She gave the name Nimai. And Neelambar Chakravarti, he saw when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. Of course, Sachi Mata had many of her children had died the moment they were born. So after a long time when this child was born, Neelambar Chakravarti went to their house. He was a great scholar. He was also one of the expert astrologers. He saw the astrological chart of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and he was astonished. This child is the supreme personality of Godhead, no? I mean, the symptoms which are present according to his astrological chart are so powerful that this person has the capability to rule the entire world. So therefore he gave him the name Vishwambhar, one who can maintain the whole world. And that name was given by Neelambar Chakravarti. So in this way he performed a very important service for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his pastimes. So in this place, this is also known as Sachi Angan, the house of Mother Sachi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many pastimes here. Mahaprabhu would often come when he would go around the 9 islands. He would come here and perform pastimes in his house over here. In this way, these 9 islands, they are fully embedded with the footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. Mahaprabhu with his Kirtan party, they would go through all these islands every day almost and they would perform pastimes, different pastimes. 24 years Mahaprabhu was here. Every day so many pastimes he would perform. So Vrindavan Das Thakur says it is impossible to describe all the pastimes which Mahaprabhu did even in 1 hour. That many pastimes Mahaprabhu would keep doing. His form was so beautiful. So like that we see. So these 9 islands are so fortunate, and we are so fortunate who have come to visit in these places, that the dust we are walking in, the place we are walking, no? I mean, even today Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are walking, they are performing pastime, they are performing kirtan, new pastimes they are performing, they are seeing us present here. Lord Shiva will be so happy seeing all so many devotees have come here. He is present in this island. He is the eternal friend of all living entities, and he is present. He has the power to, he has the strength to give us Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to give us Gaura Prem, to give us darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That much power Lord Shiva has. And we are so fortunate that we have come to his own place, where he, in not just one form, as 11 Rudras, he is performing Sankirtan. So in this island especially, we can pray to Lord Shiva that please give us devotion at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like he has. How much enthusiasm Lord Shiva has, that he is not present in one island, but he is present in every island, and everywhere he is sitting and doing Gaur Bhajan. Not just as one person, in so many forms, he is sitting and eternally doing Gaur Bhajan. That much taste Lord Shiva has in worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu. That much taste he has. And he is present everywhere, watching, in every island he is watching the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so he has the taste, and we can beg him that we get this taste for chanting the names of Gauranga, for worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu, having attachment to Navadvip Dham like he is having. In this way, we should take shelter of Lord Shiva in this island and worship Lord Shiva, so that we can attain and pray to him to attain Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
What is this Sakyam? Why does this Dvipa represent Sakyam?
9 islands represent Navavida Bhakti.
Yeah, but why is it Sakyam?
Why each island is for each.
Why Sakyam here?
In the order in which it comes, this is for Sakyam. That also.